Welcome, everybody, to Elevation Call. This is the Father's Day version. Just shouting out to all the wonderful fathers, Hal here in the house, as well as Gene Workmeister and anybody else that we have out there listening that's a dad. We thank you guys for the sacrifice and love that you give all of us, the mentorship. But we are having a lot of fun on this Elevation Call because we're reflecting on the amazing weekend we had in Northwest Arkansas. And I'm so grateful that Jean and Lorena drove in from St. Louis, and Susan and Judy drove in from parts beyond in Indiana and in Illinois. And something like that, like it literally took me time just to even put my pictures together in a post
I
because
haven't even done it yet.
there was so much going on, and it was so impactful. And part of that's kind of what I wanted to unpack on this call. And so Angie's visit. I mean, we all know this is a new phase of Zalise, but I wanted to unpack the impact of her visit and what that does for us. But I wanted Hal to start because he really said something to me on Saturday about our story. And would you start us with
I
that?
said it to you.
Well, you said it to me and then you said it to the group,
Oh,
or
okay.
vice versa.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, I just remember saying it to the group.
Yeah. Well, you said it, we talked about
Okay.
it.
Yeah, we did. That's
Mhm.
true. Well, so I'm a little foggy headed. I got a little head cold all of a sudden this weekend out of
All that
nowhere.
wild partying.
Man, I'm not used to all that excitement and being out around people, I guess. Anyway, so what I recall saying that felt impactful, I think, to Lisa certainly did on Saturday morning toward the end. And the way it hit me, so Lisa gave a great presentation, Luis did, and they were talking, and I told a little bit about my BFit story and how I'd lost weight and so forth. Um, but then because we had guests in the room, and just as a reminder, but also because Angie hasn't been in the field to hear our stories from us live, which is very different than hearing it on a Zoom call. And so, when she came, she was able to mix with us and so forth. But one of the most impactful things that I noticed was Friday night at Linda and Randall's house is that she was just taken back, like to hear everyone's stories. Now, we know this because we've been in the field and we've been hearing the stories. And from our perspective, it's one of the reasons that we wanted to hold strong during this whole time, that we wanted to be faithful to Zalise because of the product stories that we've heard over and over again, and not just short term, but long term. And several of those stories are the people that we love on this call and on our team, and others not even on our team that we've heard their stories. So many times we've heard them in person over the years. We've shared them in person. And when Angie was there Friday night, one of the takeaways was she heard our stories. All right, then Saturday at the end, I invited three men to come up and speak, which is pretty unusual for those of you who've been in live events. You're used to really most of the time it's me, maybe one other guy, and then several of the women that spoke. But I felt like I should ask Randall Painter, Gene Workmeister, and then a gentleman who's not even on our team, Bill and Babs, who've been a part of Zalise since I think before I was involved, and they live in Northwest Arkansas, and asked Bill to come and share his story. And as those guys were talking, it just began to occur to me that yes, and this is the point right here. I know I've taken a long time to get here, but here's the point. Yes, we share our product experience stories with others to share the outcomes of the product. But what hit me really is the personal growth that it takes to tell your story. And the men that were up there, I know have had personal growth because they have been in Zalise, because they have been challenged to find their story. But a huge part of their story, and this is what so connects with Angie, who's obviously been a founder with Zalise, who they have found their voice. They have found their personal strength and voice to speak it in a, in a setting in front of people, or just across a coffee table, or to make a phone call to invite someone to come to take a look, finding your voice, which has in it strength, it has faith, it has perseverance in it, it has growth in it, it has belief in it, it has hope in it, it has all of those things. And I think the thing that hit me is that because Angie fought for the company and fought for us, and we fought for it, what I began to see was, this is not just about telling our Zelice stories, okay? Our income stories, our product stories, but it's truly about finding your voice, who God has made you to be, and you're unique, and that you have the ability to impact people's lives that only you can impact with your story. And so anyway, I don't know if that's like hitting home or people understand that, but anyway, that's what I was just becoming aware of, is like, this is about the story, but no, it's about your story. I mean, not just your product story.
Right. No, that's really impactful. I wrote that down. Finding your voice to speak it is a big part of the journey. And that's what um, I saw was really the belief aspect of that. And so for me, what I thought when, just because Northwest Arkansas, we've never hosted Angie before. And so to see through new eyes, the owner and CEO of our company, who is so approachable and fun and just very much like one of us, it made me realize that this is, for we have an opportunity to have a product experience, and that experience, if it's very significant, can really make an impact and make it feel real. But then, getting to the business success, the income opportunity, that kind of success can take longer. For me, I was fortunate to catch a little bit of the wave, and it happened faster. But if you don't have the belief in yourself to stand up and share your voice, then you also don't have that success. And so I found the impact of Angie's visit on the belief, and I saw the belief in our Northwest Arkansas team change. So I wanted to.
And can I just say one more
Please.
thing? And I think the timing, Angie's timing of coming out into the field, was after we had some really good experiences with a new product in a different kind of packaging, in a box. It's in a box. It's just different. The product outcome is easy to share with people, something people were looking for, and we've really had a great. We've had a great response. I think it's going to get even better.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it does, as people begin to share
stories,
lose weight, more stories. Beyond the few that we had in the beginning. But the timing of her and her willingness to come and to continue to come and be with us. And she's so fun. I mean, like, I knew she was probably fun. She, of course, goes, well, of course, I'm fun. No, I mean, like we did not like, she is naturally fun, guys. I mean, like, she's an athlete. She's so smart. She's vivacious. When you look at her, she looks you right in the eyes. I mean, she just looks you in the eyes, and it's natural. It's not learned. It's not forced. It is like, and I'm like, man, this this is a beautiful woman. Like, she is leading this company, and she is just leading with. I was just so happy. Like, there's a video of us coming out of Top Golf the other day when Susan Everett, by the way, I need to go ahead and say it, who beat us all. Yes, Susan won. That's one, Susan. I get to say it two more times. Anyway, it was a video. And you know what was really strange? We were holding people up, and our photographer, Lisa, didn't know that people were standing behind her. But I think the people who were trying to get in could tell that it wasn't just a picture being taken. I think they could tell that we had an energy about us, that those people were smiling. The people who were watching us come out of that place were smiling at us, on a Friday afternoon. Anyway, and so much of that comes from Angie. But we wanted it to be that way. We feel that way. So, collectively, we have a real new joy about doing this business together. And of course, I've told Lisa for a long time, when she walks into the room, there's a collective joy that starts when Lisa does, and I've seen that everywhere she goes. And Angie was the same way this weekend. So
So impact. I want to hear from Linda Painter. Linda, what type of impact did you learn and feel this weekend? I know you're there, Linda.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, and thanks to you and Randall for hosting an amazing meal. I'm sorry for all of you guys that weren't there. I mean, best food collection.
Too much food.
House is too much food. Anyway, Linda, what impact?
It was really special. I felt a unity to meet other people in our team other than just seeing them on the Zoom. It was great to hear everybody's story. It was just great. It just for me it just unified and recharged, I believe, our team.
And how about Randall?
Well, I could definitely tell that we were growing just because, like Hal said, I was able to have a story, to tell, how Elise has changed my life and how it seems to be getting my whole family involved too, which I really like.
And we're going to come back to that because we have to recognize two new golds with Brett, Jim, and Jennifer Demet. And so this is a good time for us to kind of pause because we do have a special visitor on this call tonight. I don't know if you guys have seen that Angie Thompson is on this call. She offered to jump on. And Angie, are you there? Can you hear us?
Hey, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can. Look at you. You're supposed to be like resting by the pool right now.
No resting. I already got about 4 or 5 people prospected today, and I am so fired up. I was at church and met some new people, and I got names and numbers, and I heard Hal talk about when we walked out of Top Golf. When we walked out of Top Golf, bless their hearts, the people behind you didn't know what they were getting. I was like, be fit. Woo!
Yeah, Angie started the whole thing, loud and proud.
It was fun. So I want to thank the two of you for being such amazing hosts. And I want you to know anywhere we go and anything we do, it is going to be fun. And we're going to have so much fun doing it. And everyone's going to want to be around us. So I felt that energy, but because of y'all too. I mean, Hal, I love you, but I've never seen you smile so much. And I'm so excited to see that jazz and that pizzazz and that smile and a little pep in your step.
Angie, I had someone else say that to me. I don't, I can't remember who said it, but I was kind of surprised. Like I thought I smiled a lot, but I'm glad to hear that I'm smiling.
No, you do, but it was just like there was the extra energy about you. Like you always have great energy. I'm not saying you didn't, but there was just something different. I was like, oh, I'm liking this little pep in the step, and maybe that surgery gave you that little extra pep.
Well, it did take some pain away, but I will say that genuinely, I think what I want people to understand is that I don't know that we've been able to build Zalise authentically until now. I mean, truly authentically. That's no slam on anything of the past. We have done wonderful, powerful work, changed many lives. We're so grateful for that. But I will tell you that honesty and authenticity is what the world needs. And I think what we have with our leadership and so many of you people is a genuineness and authenticity. And it's freeing, it's liberating, there's strength in that, and there's attractiveness in that. And when you don't have that, it's a hard push. It's a hard push. Mm-hmm. But I want for our people, Angie, our friends, the people that we love, to be so full of joy and excitement about the whole life within Zalise that it truly is an attraction, even much more than promoting, though we have to promote. Work works, right? You got to work.
Yes.
But, I think I really sensed with you just the freedom and authenticity that you have now that is, it's very inspiring and encouraging, and it makes me smile. Maybe that, the whole thing does. So,
well, anyway. We've unleashed a giant. You better watch out.
Well, Angie, I have 2 questions for you, and I want to ask you, number one, you're talking about taking names and basically kind of building business, but you're the CEO and owner, so it's not something that you really have to do. I know you've given me a few names, so tell me what motivates you to be doing this kind of business building.
Well, I've got chills right now. The honest truth is, from hearing the stories at y'all's events, if we can change lives, I'm telling, stories sell and facts tell. So stories, stories, stories. Hearing y'all stories, I don't want to meet a stranger anymore, and I'm going to go up to them and say, "How are you? Is there anything I can help you with? What can I do?" I mean, it's just a simple conversation, and they're going to tell you, "Oh, I'm tired. Oh, well, I've got something for that. Oh, I'd like to lose 10 pounds. Well, I've got something for that." It's so easy. To be honest, I haven't done it since I was a distributor myself. Since I've been an owner, I tell people what I do, but y'all empowered me. Your stories, you have to go scream from the rooftop. I don't want to see y'all just sharing a post and going, "Oh, I hope someone let me sit here and I hope someone responds to me." When you're filling up your car with gas, talk to the person across from you pumping gas. Like it was so easy. Luis was on the phone with Christy and he was laughing so hard because I prospected 2 people yesterday in the airport. And he was like, "Christy, you're not going to believe it. Angie's right here, just got 2 names and numbers." And I'm like, it was easy. If I'm serious, I'm not a salesperson, but if I can do it, you can do it. So get out of your comfort zone. I have 2 books right here. And the first one, it's called Turn Your Fear into Fuel. And one of the chapters says, "Fear's a thief." I used to be so scared to talk to people, but guess what? My belief, I've always had a belief in Zalise, but hearing not just our new product, but our old product, how they're changing and how they've helped quality of life, there's no reason why Arkansas and everyone, whoever you represent, Illinois, I don't know what all states are represent, everyone should know about Zalise. Like everyone, you shouldn't be scared to share it because it works. You shouldn't be fearful to share it because it works. I think we should collect these stories and maybe y'all should do a video or something because I was so empowered. I was just so empowered these aren't little stories that I heard. They're not like, they're kind of mighty and big and it's like David and Goliath. I was just like, holy cow, this is ginormous.
Yeah, it really is. And you see, Angie, even before we really knew you and the future, why we held on is
Yeah.
because we felt like we were the keeper of these life-changing products. And you referenced the fact that you have done this before. And
Yeah.
so do you mind just real briefly, not everybody knows that you were a rep with Zuri, who we acquired several years ago. Do you mind just sharing that?
There's a couple, there's like 3 other companies that I was in before, but Zuri, who we purchased back, I think it was in 2020, maybe 2019. I don't recall the exact dates. I was one of their top 10 reps there, and I was out building and I was out sharing, and it wasn't with the most amazing products that we have. We do have one, we have a couple of them, but that Amalaki, I've taken it, changed it, twisted it, and made it into something even greater than what it was. I was on Amalaki. I loved Amalaki, and that helped me in my weight loss as well whenever I won their challenge. So I think y'all kind of saw it, and I'm very sad I didn't win the golf. I'm going to come get you next time.
We'll do it again.
I'm a bit competitive, but you put a challenge out there, I'm going to give it my darndest and I'm going to do my best. Am I always going to win? No, but you will know Angie Thompson will always give 10,000%.
Well, I feel like you did that this weekend. I don't know how you had any energy left for anything you're doing on Saturday evening or Sunday, but what are you're coming back in about 4 weeks to Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah.
You're going to be in Indiana doing the tour next weekend. So boots on the ground.
Yes.
With or without the fan. What do you say that we need to be working on now?
Starting tonight, you need to start inviting for your very own in-home or at a coffee shop. I challenge you to at least have 5 meetings this week. Each of you to have your own meetings. And guess what? I don't want to hear I'm scared. I don't want to hear I'm not a good presenter, because the only way you're going to get better is by presenting. And the only way you're going to get better at something is by doing it. Because you saw me this week. When you see me in 4 weeks, I'm gonna be, one of my friends says you can get gooder and gooder. I'm gonna be gooder. So it's just doing it. It's just going out and doing it. If you don't know, and if you're scared, be scared just go talk in the mirror. Maybe test and talk in the mirror and do a presentation, but 10 minutes later, make sure you have someone that you're really going to share it with, because it was easy. There was a guy at a restaurant at the airport, and I just randomly said, I said, hey, I am a business owner and I just launched a product. I said, I'm not sure if you're interested. I said, but I came out with a weight loss product. He goes, really? He just lost 110 pounds and has more weight to lose. And I said, I bet you're making all the money that you want to right here. And he laughed at me because he's waiting tables. He goes, well, I make pretty good money, but I'd like to make more. And I said, well, I can help you. I said, can I get your name and number? And I'm going to have one of my associates call you. And so I texted you that right before this call, his number. He wants to make more money and he wants to lose more weight. And it was that easy. So if I can do that, you can do that. And it's not because I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I was born poor. I didn't have much growing up. I was in athletics. There was a friend of ours that we met, and they helped pay for my athletics to where I could do extra activities. Like my parents couldn't pay for it. My parents couldn't afford to miss work. They would get me there, and his daughter was my age. We became best friends. So no excuses. Believe in yourself enough and go do it, because everyone needs to know about our products, whether it's the losing weight, whether it's our vibe, whether it's the glow, the shield. I mean, I heard everything, even your pets, the pets need it. So go talk to someone that needs this. I mean, it's so easy. I'm serious. If Angie Thompson can do it, you can do it, because I'm not one of those. I'm not a salesperson, but guess what? That might be a new title next to me, because I'm excited. I mean, come spend a day with me and we're going to have at least 10, 15 prospects. I promise you, but go do it. Don't wait for me to get there in 3 or 4 weeks. Don't wait, because you're going to want to bring your new people that you enrolled. You're going to want them to bring their prospects, and you're going to want to bring more prospects, because we will get people in your business. We saw it this week. I mean, we got 2.
Yeah, that was amazing. So I just have to hand it to you and really Luis for packing up that gold kit and bringing it. And I'm like, why are you bringing all that? And he's like, well, we're gonna, you need it there. And and
We learned
Jennifer
something new.
Demet, we learned something new. And the next day we put together, a true gold kit of what we had here. And same
you
thing
sold
happened.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
If
Brett,
you have
and Jim
it, yeah, you have it. So next time you better watch out. We might need 2 bagfuls of
I'm
product.
telling you, yes. And they saved it smart, because the people saved tax and shipping, and they could take it right with them right then.
But guess what? Those that are on the call, don't wait to save your tax and shipping. Do it today.
Oh, no.
Do it this week, because you'll make up that tax and shipping on all these new gold packs that you're going to be enrolling, because you have to have product on hand to be able to share it. So make sure, if you don't have product on hand, I'd get off this call tonight, or even right now when we're on it, order the product you want to share. It was super easy. If I didn't have product to share, these people would have been like, okay, you're crazy. You're a business owner. You don't have anything. My bag was full of product. Because he even asked, he goes, do you have anything for energy? Oh, yep, I do. And I gave him the Be Fit, and I gave him our Edge. And he goes, this is outstanding. He goes, what else do you have? And I was like, well, I've got, I laid out my bag and we started talking. It was easy.
Well, thank you so much, Angie. I mean, like, you've given so much to our team, and to me, obviously you are great at helping us with the X's and O's, and learning how to, get the number of times that we talk to people a day or week or whatever the goal is. But your example of overcoming obstacles as a wife and mom, and just improving yourself in the process, has been an amazing inspiration. And it's not every day that we get our real life heroes that we get to know and have conversations with, but thank you for just being willing to breathe into all of us.
Well, thank you. And thank you for being amazing hostess. I got out and moved this morning before I went to church, because of you, because of what you instilled in me yesterday. I mean, I get out, I walk 4 or 5 miles a day, but this morning I was like, I'm getting up before church and I'm going to do that. So I got up and I all I had was just smiles on my face about everyone that did the line dancing, and it was so much fun.
Well, I think Lorena wanted to say something, but before she does, I wanted to thank you for the beautiful flowers.
Oh,
Look at these.
yay.
Look at the
Look
flower.
here.
Can you see the flowers?
Yes, they're beautiful. You deserve those.
And
then the other thing is that we were totally shocked, and we're not saying this for us, but we want you all to know that with the new compensation plan, there's new names for ranks, and the way they've worked this is an opportunity to re-earn ranks that you may have earned in the past before Angie's ownership, but they've renamed them. And we were shocked at what happened at the end of the event in Northwest Arkansas. And that was that Angie and Luis presented Lisa and I something that's a part of the compensation plan that we honestly didn't even not really pay much attention to, but they presented us a pair of beautiful watches that have, I mean, they're knockout beautiful. Zalise is it's a Zalise watch on the face.
looks like a Rolex.
And engraved in the back, stainless steel. They're heavy. They're beautiful. I can't wait to get these fitted. We got to take some links out, but that's something for you to strive for. And the other thing is that I'm telling you, they're so beautiful that people will ask you, wow, that is a beautiful watch. Where did you get that? Well, our CEO, Angie Thompson, the company that has changed so many people's lives, including ours, they gifted us these when we helped enough people to change their lives. And we've helped people believe in themselves, helped people understand their bodies better and make some changes. And so anyway, but man, I'm telling you, Angie, this was,
I was excited to give those to y'all. I was so proud and so excited. That's something, sometimes you get a gift and you're like, oh, that's nice. But I feel these are quality, they're exciting. But I also challenge your team. I just thought of this. We have a cruise.
Yes.
Why not get on that cruise? I don't want to hear you don't like cruises. I don't want to hear you don't. Get your butt on the cruise. Get qualified and get on the cruise. There's still time, and you need to be there because your people need to see that you qualified, and you need to get there, and you need to help your downline get there. So I want your team.
And the way I was going to say, the way you earn the points, Angie, the way you earn travel volume is through enrolling new people.
Yeah.
And ranking up. Okay. You get more points for ranking than you get anything. I mean, there's people who have ranked and knocked the socks off of their travel volume and are on that cruise because they've helped other people get their ranks and get travel volume. So, but that all begins with you sharing with others and then helping your team, whether it's 2 people or 5 people or 20, whatever.
Yeah.
You help them rank and you rank. So that's how you can get on that cruise. It's not just by being the winner of the weight loss deal.
And how we came up with a fun saying now. We've got a good saying. Do you remember
you tell us what your new one is.
Hal made me say this. It was Hal's fault. He made me do it. He didn't know.
You came out of nowhere with this.
So Lisa challenged me because I said we will be the top 10 network marketing companies in the world. And Lisa, I don't recall exactly how you asked it. She goes, well, what's in it for everyone here if we do that? And I came up with, well, they're going to be filthy, stinking, hog, nasty, rich.
That's right. And she said it right here in hog country.
That's right. That's right. So, and it's, you take that however you want to. You can be rich in life. You can be rich in your finances. You can be rich in your health. That applies to all. So right. However you want to apply it and it's a fun saying. So why not?
Yeah.
Like you say, let's have fun doing this together. But I am so grateful, and y'all have the best leaders in Lisa and Hal. And thank you to my Uber drivers. And thank you for opening up your home, Linda. I mean, we had so much fun, and we're going to create many more memories, and we're going to have lots and lots of fun, and all the details to the decorations and everyone that helped with that and all the food. I can't believe all the amazing food. People made homemade food, and it was just it was touching. So I appreciate y'all. It's time to take this to the top and grow this. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being on.
Thank you for taking the time, Angie.
Absolutely. I love y'all. We'll see you on the call tomorrow night.
Yes.
If you don't jump in onto the Monday night calls, I challenge you to get on the call tomorrow after you've shared the plan with someone. I
Yes.
love y'all.
Love
Love
you,
you.
Angie. Thank you very much for
All
being
right,
on.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so who wrote down, because I have turn your fear into fuel or faith?
Turn your fear into fuel.
Fuel.
Turn
Thank
your
you very
fear
much.
into fuel.
Everyone should know
Okay.
about Zalise.
It takes faith to turn fear into fuel.
And here's her comment that she made that I wrote down earlier when I talked to her. She said, how would you like to make extra money helping people lose weight? I mean, like, that's postable. You can post that on your story, which is only there for 24 hours. So anyway, it was really nice. I talked to Angie earlier and she's like, hey, don't you have a call tonight? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, can I come on? I'm like, absolutely.
So there's a moment in time, who knows? I mean, I think, she is so excited, and we are her, our team is not the only one, but she's fully engaged with us right now, meaning that she's fully engaged with you, literally fully engaged with you. You guys are going to have such a good time next weekend in Indiana, all over all over the whole, all over Indiana.
Yeah. Well, and so I have a couple other people that I want to recognize, and I want them to share kind of back to the impact of having the CEO, owner of a company come to your market and really, break bread, talk to your people, recruit new people. But I wanted to bring on Brett and Jim. And I don't know if Jim's on or if she's working, but Brett, can you hear me?
He loves this.
Brett, are you there? Yeah, I see you.
Yeah, I
on.
can hear you. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, hey,
I
Brett.
was typing
Hey,
an email
Brett.
or text. Sorry.
There you are. Look at you. Well, I want everybody to meet you because we have loved you. Linda introduced me to you. I remember you came to our house to like pick something up for Linda, and I was like, man, what a smart guy.
He's smart.
He's kind. He's
Intelligent,
yeah.
obviously.
And he's a registered dietitian, and he's super smart. He's given us a lot of great information on Amalaki, but you and Jim made a decision this weekend, and I wanted you to tell us a little bit about that.
Well, well, I knew Jem wanted to take the Be Fit product for herself, and I have some friends and acquaintances that I know that might benefit from something like Be Fit. So we just decided to take the leap and get the gold package and see where it goes.
Yay.
Yeah.
And so tell us, Brett, we're really, that's a bold move. And it's also something that you might not know until you're a parent, but just, aligning with Linda and Randall is just a dream come true for them to have, a child that's kind of following along, and yet it's a group thing. But I wanted to hear just a little bit about what kind of impact that you and Jim experienced kind of from where you were before to kind of spending time with Angie, and just the whole impact of the weekend for you guys.
Well, I enjoyed listening to Angie's story. It was inspiring how she talked about stepping outside of her comfort zone and having the courage to take on new roles and responsibilities that she wasn't used to doing before. And so we all face those situations, and I can say that I have some regrets from like my military experience where I didn't take opportunities, and so yeah, I enjoyed hearing Angie talk about her story.
Awesome. Well, while we have witnesses, when will we get our first Amalaki training?
Well, just give me a date.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
I like it.
Okay, guys.
I
So
like it.
how about
Okay.
this, Brett? I'm looking at July, which is our next elevation call, is July the 6th.
Well, let's bump it a little bit further down.
Hush.
Let's give him.
Brett can speak for himself.
Okay.
Well,
What about July 6th?
I'm a procrastinator, so if you don't give me a date, I'm going to procrastinate. So
July 6th.
July 6th. Lisa
July
locked
6th.
it in. After the 4th, it's perfect.
Okay,
You're a
what time?
veteran.
I do work that day in the morning. What time would it be?
July 6th is just 7:30 p.m. So you got plenty of time.
Okay.
It's a Sunday. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
Yay, Brett. Thank you for doing that. And then after Amalaki, then we need you to help us with maybe Ultra Edge and then Be Fit.
Sure.
Okay.
Wow.
Look at him. We got
3
our
for 3.
own.
That's a home run, man.
And so what does that do for our team? Well, you guys, it gives a ton of credibility to have, not that we don't matter, but just, once you say, we work with a dietitian on our team. I mean, it really is helpful when we get to know Brett and Jim and their stories. Then those are stories that we can share with others as well. And it can help other people who are maybe locked into a pattern that they don't really enjoy. So Brett, thank you for just being bold and for spending time with us this weekend. We are just celebrating your success and looking forward to the future with you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
It's great.
Awesome.
It's great.
All right. I'm going to go to Jennifer Demet next. Jennifer, are you there?
There we go. Can you hear me now?
There we are.
Jennifer, look at you. Look beautiful.
Thank you.
Hey, you are not new to Zalise. I know that, but you obviously had kind of some things happen this weekend. You were impacted by getting to meet Angie, and I wanted just to hear your perspective on that and what motivated you to kind of make that bold move toward gold.
So I love hearing her story as far as like her testimony, as far as like going through the divorce and, pushing through and trying to support her kids and all that stuff. And so I was kind of in that same situation. So she's just like a very down to earth, faith-filled person, and was also very encouraging. And I think everyone needs more of that. So I felt like, oh, I can do this, so I thought I would kind of take the leap of faith and try to take it to the next level. And of my job that I have now, which I started 2 years ago, it was a leap of faith and very do it afraid. And she said, fear is a thief. So many times I would say, do it afraid, do it afraid. So the position I'm at now, I've had many customers who will start talking to me about losing weight or health. And so I thought, oh, that's a great opportunity to expand and maybe hopefully get my daughter more involved. So just need to push through and try to make more money and share.
Hey, man.
What is it? Filthy, stinking, hog, not nasty,
Filthy,
rich.
stinking, hog, nasty, rich.
Yeah.
I have to. So, like, I'm like, when she said that, I thought it was hilarious because she was in hog country, Razorback country. But, it's really probably the first time when someone just down to earth said that without it being like a big hype thing. It's just a fact because she's like my mom. She came from like really not nothing hardly.
Right. Yeah.
And my parents afforded us things that my mom and really my dad never had. And that's what she wants all of us to be able to do financially, but more than that, however you define rich. And she said that. I mean, what we experienced this weekend, all of us, was a sense of richness with each other.
Mm.
It really was. It felt rich. It felt enriching, maybe is the word.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jennifer, we are super excited.
Yeah, we're proud of you.
And you guys, honestly, I mean, we're entering a phase where it makes sense to spend time working. And so the question is, what does work look like in this business? What do we do? There's a path. Who knows the path?
Is it here?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. I wonder where it was.
How many of you guys have seen the Getting Started guide in the back office?
Got it.
Okay, I got a homework
There it goes.
assignment for you.
Tell them how to do it.
So
Break
go
it down,
to
'cause they're-
resources in the back office, and of course this is United States, but if they ask, and it's just Getting Started, and there's a whole packet, and you can start with, there's a table of contents.
No, okay. So let me just to be sure that you're telling them, because this was what was up here first.
Yeah, there's a lot of information on the front end of this,
But you don't want that.
but which you can reference. But when you look at the table of contents, it starts with defining your why.
Here's what it looks like, just for a point of reference. Okay. This is the page that you want to turn to start.
It's called Work Works.
and I really don't just read it like, oh, that's what they gave us. Think it through. Like, give yourself a good probably 30 minutes to read this page and think it through, pray it through, spend some time with this page. All right, this is in your back office. You can print it out, or you can just look at it on the screen. Make a notebook, personal notes. That's the first page. And we're going to be doing training, but don't wait for us to do the training.
And so, yeah. And so I think what you'll find is there's like maybe, I don't know, 15 different items on here. And we have not had this before, not like this. This is super, super useful. And we're going to be training on this on Sunday evenings as well. But it starts with really defining your why. Like, why are you doing this business? And that's kind of the meaning and purpose behind this. For Hal, it was really about economic freedom, which turned into the mission of shared recovery housing. And that's where really his why came. Mine started with my son and believing that no mom should be left like I was, just relying on pharmaceutical management of, a brain health disorder. So everybody has a different why, and you want to spend some time developing what is your why. And then we talk about personal development. And every single thing on here, there's a monthly planner, there's a daily planner, there's a prospecting list, which
this is in the material.
All in the material.
Mm-hmm.
There's a prospect roster, contacting, inviting tools and scripts. Right now, Luis actually texted me a Google sheet for submitting goals. And we get 1,000 in trip volume if we submit that by tonight.
By tonight?
Yes. And so if anybody wants
help
that,
them define what a goal might be. Give them some idea to set a goal.
You could, I think it's basically if you look at the worksheets, which are, you guys don't have those printed out yet. Susan and I do, because we actually got, and Judy, we got the gold kits that had these sheets printed out in them. But I am a big person that loves to have paper. And so I just recommend that you fill those out and see what you're willing to commit to do.
Is this the sheet they need?
Under the monthly planner is the one that I would actually fill out.
So let me show everyone what it looks like. Okay. All right. This right here, it says monthly planner right up in that corner. All right. And here's the thing. Please don't think that you have to be perfect. I will tell you that if you don't know what something is, just skip it. Okay? Seriously. Just go with what you know that you can, like, what it is. Okay? Like, just for example, and what would you actually like to be able to make if failing was impossible? A year from now, how much would you like for your monthly income to be? All right. Well, in order to get there, if failing was impossible and being realistic, what would you like to do with Zalise income wise? Again, this is just something literally that's something on here that you could do. Some of this you may not know what it is. How many new ambassadors do you want to have by the end of this month? How many new VIP customers? If you're a wholesale customer, how many free at 3 customers do you want? In other words, how many more BeFit customers do you want to get? All right. How many hours a week would you be willing to read a book like what Angie was reading about fear? That's personal development. Would you commit 30 minutes a day? Would you commit an hour a week to personal development? Something like that. It's on here. All right. And somebody says number of jades. Well, some of you won't know what a jade is, so don't worry about it. Okay. You're not going to find it out tonight, and we won't have time to answer every question that comes in. Would you agree with that?
That's true. But I would love for you guys to do this with us and get 1,000 in extra trip volume for filling.
And that's the point. Put your name on it, and where do they send it, Lise?
And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post a Google form on Team Unlimited along with the monthly planning sheet.
Okay.
Okay.
That's great. I love the idea.
Okay.
I'm glad you're doing it.
Oh, Just
Don't
saying.
let it scare you.
And this is, we're all new to this, but what I found is say our goal is that we really want to we want to commit. There's a process goal and there's an outcome goal. And if you're wanting to get $500 a month, that's an outcome. But if you're willing to talk to 5 people a week or 10 people a week, that's a process goal. And so we want to make sure that we're clear on the fact that anyone building a business from scratch is actually going to do it the same way. And they set a target number of people because of the law of averages. The more people that we talk to, the more chances that we have of closing people who are looking for this at the right time. It's just it's a numbers game.
And so let me say this, as this illustration came to mind, and I don't know if anyway. So we don't often talk about get with it now. Okay, like now is the time. Be Fit has just come out. Angie's excited. She's coming out. We're excited. There's a good momentum that's beginning to start. Okay, so here's the illustration. How many of you have ever seen one of those catch money in a booth deals? As much money as you can catch and hold, stuff it in your shirt, down your pants, whatever. You get to keep that money. All right. But with that game, there is a ready, set, go. And the air blows the money around. You're grabbing it. You're sticking it in your shirt. You're sticking it everywhere. You're just frantically, foolishly grabbing the money and grabbing frantically. And then it stops. This, I believe, is one of those times in Zalise that if you've been kind of waiting around to get in the booth, you're now in the booth. I believe that is the case with Be Fit, its results, and what Angie is doing. Especially Angie's engagement with our team right now. She believes that we will lead well. And so she's going to invest in our team because she believes that we will have these kind of trainings and these kind of talks with you all. And so anyway, it's like ready, set, go. The money machine is on. Start grabbing by doing this kind of thing, if that makes sense.
All right, couple of things, guys. So I've posted the Google form that you're going to submit your information to. You upload the form that I've posted on Team Unlimited. And if you have questions, you can text me. But before we get off, there were quite a few other people who were at the event over the weekend. And I would love to hear your perspectives on the impact.
Can we thank Carlita?
Oh my gosh, yes. Carlita, where are you? Are you there? Carlita is the smoothie master. Carlita, tell us.
She's the party queen.
You are the party queen. She's the one that created the cruise theme and all the decorations. And I am the farthest thing from a party planner.
Yeah. Thank you, Carlita. Do you have any comments?
Yes, I stayed busy while a lot of people got to visit with Angie and Luis, just trying to make sure things were running smoothly and that everybody had what they needed. But I knew that you had already asked me if I would be willing to take them to the airport. So I'm like, I'm going to have them trapped in a car by myself for half an hour or more. They can't get out and leave. So I'm going to let everybody have their time, and then I'll have my time when I take them to the airport. So that was just a wonderful experience, and I appreciate being asked to do that. But one of the things that Luis said that really hit me and stuck with me is he's like, I've been in these meetings, these gatherings all over the world in so many different countries. And he's like, but the atmosphere that we have here in Northwest Arkansas, and I've got chill bumps right now when I'm saying it, the atmosphere that we have with our team in this area is just unmatched by anywhere I've ever been. And I just thought that was so special.
Wow,
Thank you,
Carlita, you're a big part of that.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you for your servant. Service is being of service to other people is such a huge part of life success. And you did that well this weekend. No one needs to set that standard for anywhere else, but for this weekend, it was a great way to launch Angie back into the field. Right. And thank you.
And one more thing, Carlita, just for those people who are curious, how did you make the Amalaki smoothies?
I've been drinking these protein smoothies. Giovanna has one, I think Oikos, I may not be saying all that right, but they both have a very high protein, no sugar, low sugar, little already mixed in a bottle They're like a smoothie drink, kind of like a yogurt, more is how I think they are. And I've been using those a lot when I'm like rushing out the door, I'm hungry, or I'm going to go to the grocery store. I don't want to buy everything I see. I've been buying those for a couple of months now. And so when we were planning this, I thought, I make my Amalaki and my Edge every morning. It would be, I think it would be really good to mix one of those drinks in with it. And so I just did it, and it was just amazing. And so it's something I'm going to do a lot. And I thought that would be good for our little brunch thing we've got going on. It'd be easy to do, and it gives everybody else an opportunity to know how quick and easy you can make these supplements and just make one little healthy lifestyle change.
That's good. And we kept a couple of them. We're going to make some more.
Yep. We're going to make some more.
Thank
So
you for that.
thank you, Carlita.
I'm going to have to buy some.
Yeah, we found them at Sam's.
Yeah.
So Debbie Ray, you asked where do we email the form? I actually put a Google link on Team Unlimited, and that is the link that Louise sent me that we can upload that form to. So it's not an email.
Can you fill it out online on your phone? Can you fill it
You
out?
you have to fill the form out and then upload it to
Okay.
this link. So, but I'm sure that Luis is the one that's collecting them, so he probably wouldn't say that was wrong if you want to email him.
Or take a picture and text it.
Or take a picture and text it.
Just
For
get
sure.
it in.
Yeah.
Do it. Do the work. Don't let it keep you from doing it because you don't know how to upload it. That's my point.
The other, let's see, anybody else want to share? Susan, you and Judy drove all the way from Indiana. You were a huge benefit for our team. Anything y'all want to share other than your golf victory?
Okay,
That's
I won't
two.
talk about the fact that I beat you guys all in.
That's
at
three.
golf.
That's it. That's all you get. 3 minutes.
No, I am so glad we came. I mean, yes, I really, we came because we know we're going to host next weekend. So it's always great. It's been a while since we've done stuff like this. We haven't had big get-togethers, and so it was just like, gosh, how do you do this? What are the ideas? And so to come see what you guys, I mean, you set the bar pretty high. We're probably not going to do a couple of the things that you guys did, but that's okay. It was just, so we came on a, what do you call it? Recognizance mission, or whatever you say that word.
Yeah.
But the reality of it was, man, it was so inspiring, uplifting to hear the stories. And frankly, some of the stories I'd heard before. So it's not like it was new information, but just to get that reason, that why breathed back into you, because even though that's not my why, it may be yours, but to hear you say it and to hear you, some people almost come to tears talking about it. That is incredibly inspiring to, make me believe in my own why more. So yeah, I'm thrilled that we were there.
Awesome. Judy, any comments on your end other than the fact that you gave Angie my bread?
Oh, you're so sore about that.
I'm great. I'm grateful. I'm telling you, I'm glad.
Okay. The chance to be the Uber driver really opened up some personal time with her, with Angie, and with Luis. And I've been in this for a while, but to see these people up close and personal and realize they are real people. They're not just pie in the sky CEOs and corporate people. It was humbling to see that, yeah, they're just, you can rub elbows with them and they're right there with you, and they're just real. And it was wonderful to be around them and to hear Luis didn't tell any stories, but boy, Angie did. And it was just so much fun to be around her. And I loved watching Luis's response. He was like a little kid. He just giggled about things and laughed about things that when we were Ubering.
That's awesome.
Great.
I love it.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you
really
guys for serving the team like that.
fun.
I wanted to also, Lashona, are you still on or did you have to jump off?
You may have jumped off.
Somebody jumped off.
I'm here.
Lashona, you're there.
Yeah.
You're one of our newer team members. So tell me, what kind of impact did this have on you?
This had a great impact on me. Now I feel more confident I'm always, I have confidence in the product, but this made me more confident into the company because I've been a part of network marketing before, and Angie was awesome. Like, she was very personable, and she just gave you a confidence, like, hey, you can do it. Because most of the time when I've been in networking marketing meetings and stuff like that, where you'll see a rep that comes out that's higher up, but you don't see the CEO coming to just get to know everybody. And so that is truly awesome for me.
Yay. Well, thank you for helping. I know you helped
You were
out
quite
a
a servant as well, just behind the scenes at the event on Saturday, especially. You did so much just quietly serving, which is a beautiful thing. It's so helpful. God, I really believe that people are rewarded not only in their heart but in their life for truly being a giving person, and you definitely have that spirit.
Thank you for
Aw,
that.
thank you.
Thank you for that, Lashona. We got work to do though, girl.
Yes, we do. We have work.
And you guys, the work in this business, I mean, we haven't worked this market in Northwest Arkansas, Evansville. People don't know about us. So just know that you're not annoying people. Most often people don't get notified about things like this that are important. They're doing their own thing. But we're now next weekend, Susan Everett, what do we have going on?
You did.
We have the dynamic duo coming to Evansville. I mean, they're coming to other places in Indiana, but who cares? They're coming to Evansville on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. And so Judy and I spent a 7-hour drive, I think, and a good portion of it was kind of like thinking through what you guys did and how we were going to do it a little bit differently, just because maybe having maybe a little bit smaller resources, but yeah, so they're going to come and kind of do similar as probably more like the Saturday morning thing that we did there. So we're excited
Fantastic.
about it. We're excited about it. And I've been inviting like crazy. I think I've invited 30 people at least. That doesn't count social posts. And Judy's inviting people. And so it's awesome. We're looking forward to it.
Susan, I just appreciate your workload, and you stepped up when we needed a leader in Evansville and that area, and you're like, I'm going to serve all of the teams here. So it's going to pay off big, and I can't wait to see you guys again. So are you ready to?
I have people like Karen Hale that's on this call, and she stepped up too to say, yeah, I'll help out. We had a little meeting last Saturday that ended up being kind of a pre-meeting in a way, a pre-planning meeting. And so yeah, and Connie Grease, who's sometimes on this call, she's stepping up to help out too. So there's others here that are going to help us. So that's cool.
I think you might be surprised how many people show up for this. I really do, especially if you make phone calls, just quick calls. Just want to make sure you knew Angie was coming. Things are different. Be Fit is taking the world by storm for weight loss. Those kind of quick calls. We have people on this call who have team members that don't live in Evansville, but have team members all around that area that should be calling those people. I mean, literally call them. You need to call them for your sake and for their sake. So,
well, also I want to recognize the Workmeisters, because they drove all the way to Arkansas, and then they're driving all the way to Indiana as well. And they're such an asset. Their stories, their heart. Lorena, your tears on Friday night,
and Saturday.
And Saturday. And Jean, your voice. You guys just don't realize what you do for all of us.
And we had you brought up some, just the fact that you want to really have a mental positive focus going forward and not have any drag for yourself and your thinking or any, we talked about that, and you brought it up. It's like, how do I just keep our team in a positive mindset? And I said, you do it first, and don't let anybody pull you down. And you took that on. You contacted me after you got home, and you said, we need to put this into practice. And I believe that you've done that, and I'm proud of you for doing that. So, anyway, really, really happy about that. So you ready to close it out?
Yeah.
I have a question for Jennifer Demet. Because I've asked 2 other people. I've asked Carlita, and she said no. And Linda, I asked today, but we had an event at our house a few weeks ago, and somebody gave me this little rubber bracelet. It's a little rubber bracelet with some scripture on it. Was that you?
No.
Man, I'm telling you, I cannot find the person that gave me this. It was
It was-
that night at
was
that
me.
event.
Maybe-
Do
I
what?
did.
It was Jean.
I did.
Are you serious? It was you?
No, I mean
I
anything to
do not
Jane.
know who it was. I seriously
wasn't
thought it was
me.
Carl. Do
It wa-
what?
It wasn't me.
Hey, Hal.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't y'all that were living outside of Northwest Arkansas. Anyway, I don't know
Hey,
who it was.
hey. Maybe you're not supposed to know who gave it to you.
Well, let me tell you why I'm asking. Because this, I've been wearing it, and I don't normally wear these. I don't normally wear scripture verse on my arm. I don't normally wear these rubber band things. But this particular verse hit me hard because there's a number of scripture verses that I have latched onto that begin with the word whatsoever you, like whatsoever you, like the one that I have been talking about for quite a while is whatsoever you do unto the least of these, you do unto me. That's what Jesus said. Okay. And so that whatsoever you think, whatsoever you think on these things, think on the things that are beautiful, lovely, of good reputation, so forth. Well, on this bracelet is 1 Corinthians 16, verse 14, that says, whatsoever you do, do in love. That's what it says. And I put this on, and there are 2 or 3, and that has been like my meditation and my thoughts. Whatsoever you do, do with love. And we experienced that this weekend, okay, with Angie. We really did. That's what she brought. Love for us, love for Zalise, love for the future, love for you guys, love for this thing, all right? Then when they gave us these watches the other night, Luis turned to us, and he's so quiet, but he turned and he said, when I think of Hal and Lisa's leadership, I think of a scripture verse. And that scripture, and I had this bracelet on. And he said, it's 1 Corinthians 16, 13 and 14. So I'm going to read verse 13 and 14. All right. Verse 14 says, whatsoever you do, do with love. But the verse before that, it says, watch, be watchful, stand fast in faith, okay, in belief. Be brave, be strong. Whatsoever you do, do in love. So let me say it again. Be watchful, be aware, be on your toes, be leaning forward, be active, be engaged, be aware, be watchful. Secondly, stand in faith. When fear comes, stand in faith, have belief. The third thing, be brave, be strong. And this is Angie, okay? And whatever you do, do in love. Whatsoever you do, do in love. That's 1 Corinthians 16, 14. And Luis literally said the bracelet that I got at our last event from somebody. And I'm thinking now, we might have had a visitation from an angel, because I cannot remember. I remember where I was standing when I got it. I said thank you, but I do not know who it was that gave it to me. And I've asked several people, and no one has said that it was them. It's weird. It's really weird.
That's a beautiful.
But I thought, man, it was Jennifer. Nope. Okay.
Now it belongs
And
to
I
all of
agree.
us.
Maybe we're not supposed to know. But anyway, that's a good verse for you guys to think about if you want to. Whether you're a Bible person or not, just in principle, that's a great thing.
One. So tell us one more time. Be watchful.
Be watchful, meaning lean in, like be awake, be aware, like Angie was in the airport. Be aware. Don't be asleep when you're going through life. Be watchful, be awake, be aware. Be on your toes, leaning forward. That's the way Lisa is all the time. I mean, she went to a line dance thing in the streets of Prairie Grove last night and came home with 2 new phone numbers. Didn't she? Didn't she, guys?
Yes.
I'm just telling you, that's her.
Yep.
Y'all wonder how we get on leaderboard? She's watchful. All right. But she also, but the next thing for many of you is you're going to have to stand fast in your faith. I'm telling you, that's you're going to have to do that. In order to do that, you're going to have to be brave and strong. But if you do it in love, you're going to be able to do all those things. Whatsoever you do, if you do it in love and you do it out of love and with purpose of love, you're going to be able to do these things. And I really think that's what Angie wants. I think she wants to lead with love, and we've never had that before. We've never had it, but I really believe that she does. So anyway, there's that.
So we're a little bit over, guys, but
and I stayed for the whole thing,
yes,
first time in months.
Man.
Can y'all believe it?
Any other Hal's going to be dismissed because it's Father's Day.
Yeah, it's Father's Day.
But I'm going to hang around here. I'm going to stop the recording so we can do that. And let's see here. Where's the recording? And let's see.